Bună ziua, bine ați venit. Unde suntem astăzi? Pensiunea Dracul, Danesh, in the county of Mureș. And this is a very interesting pensiuna which has developed over some years and has a little mini zoo, has horses and horse riding possibilities. But today, while we walk around and have a look at the zoo, I want to talk a little bit about Romanian identity and the Romanian language, because it's complicated. My stepdaughter was I think she was a little bit annoyed when I referred to Romania as being an Eastern European country, and she said it's Central European, it's not Eastern European. But for us in the West, in the UK for example, we reminded of Churchill's statement, from Stettin in the north to Trieste in the south, an iron curtain has descended over Europe. So anything to the east of that iron curtain is Eastern Europe. If you think of Central Europe, you're probably talking about the Czech Republic, Slovakia. Is Romania in the Balkans? No, I think the Balkans are the former republics of Yugoslavia. So I don't think describing Romania as Eastern Europe is an insult. It's the last outpost of Romance languages, but what a Romance language, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. It's very complicated, very difficult to learn. It's the last Romance language in the East, surrounded by Slavic languages, and it's got 3 genders. Now, how many Romance languages have 3 genders? Not very many, I can assure you. And it's extremely complicated with the stresses and with the agreements that you have to make. You can see there's a bit of a horse theme at this pensiona. It's very big. This was originally a stable block which they converted into apartments. Very nice. So let's talk a little bit about the culture of Romania. Almost everyone is on Facebook. Facebook is how you communicate with people via Messenger. I think in the UK now people have moved to Instagram. Here, Twitter isn't a big deal in Romania. Not many people are on Twitter. I've just moved to Mastodon, worrying a bit about Twitter and what will happen. Everyone communicates via WhatsApp as well, so you need to be on WhatsApp and Facebook, and possibly Instagram if you want to communicate socially with people. That's what the social media is. And we have there are school groups on Facebook, whereas that was forbidden when I was a teacher. You weren't allowed to be friends with pupils. Here you can't get away without being friends with pupils on Facebook. Everyone posts lots of photos, so you're posting photos on Facebook all the time of whatever happens. If you've been on holiday, you prove you've been on holiday by taking a photo and posting it on Facebook, and that leads, ironically, to quite a bit of theft and burglary, because once a burglar sees that you've been posting photos, he knows you're not at home, you're in Venice or you're in Abu Dhabi or somewhere, and they'll go and burgle your house. So you've got to be a bit careful about when you post the photos. There's a horse being washed, groomed. Lots of horses here. Quite fantastic, really. Got ponies and horses. We'll go in here, have a look. Come on. Merci. What's a mess? Lots of boxes. Horses, their names and their date of birth. It's quite an extraordinary pensiona, this one. A cross between a riding stables, a pensiona and a zoo. Little ponies here, and little ones. There they all are. Danesh is situated about 4 kilometers before Sigishwara on the road between Mediash and Sigishwara. The horses clearly like a bit of country and western music, because that's what's playing in here. And head outside and go and have a look at the zoo. So one of the difficulties I found coming to Romania was learning people's names. I'm not very good at names anyway, but every name here is a name that does not exist, mostly does not exist in the UK. So it's like learning new vocabulary when I learn people's names. Here are some caruzze, some carriages. Lovely. Names like Sorin, Vasile, Ovidiu, Octavian, Mircea, Florin, Lavinia, Anda, Alin, Anka, they just don't exist. So I've had to learn all these names. And my own name is a case in point, because my name is David in English. In Romanian it's David. That's where the stress is. If you're talking to me affectionately, you might call me Davide. You add an E, like Aline or Jenny. Davide. In French, David. But here, David. So the stress is different. And you have to learn this. If you're talking about female names, you could add an O. So Magda might become Magdo or Magdelo. Cosmina, Cosmino. Michaela, Michaelo, as a sort of term of intimacy or affection. You've got to learn some new letters. 26 letters in the UK alphabet, 30 in the Romanian alphabet, which moved from Cyrillic script sometime about 100 years ago. So you've got to learn new letters like U, I, Ts and Sh. And I was talking to my teacher about these funny accents, one a bit like a circumflex. And she said they're not accents, they're letters. And I said, oh, okay.
I want to show you something.
No.
Before it's not too late.
Okay. So you have to learn these new letters. It's worth remembering that 40% of Romanians are analphabet funcțional.
You saw this nice bar.
Da, am văzut.
Okay.
Da. Da. Hai, mergem.
Nu.
Oh. Doamne ferește. Unde acum? Vreau să merg la zoo.
Da, da, pe urmă. Este un cal care îndreaptă nisipul în manej.
Da. Mergem la manej înainte?
Da.
Ah, okay. So we're going to go to the horse riding center, where maybe someone is doing some riding around the track, something like that. Yeah, so these diacritic signs are slightly unusual and take a bit of learning, and the stresses are very difficult to learn in Romanian. So you've got the problem of three genders, all these stresses, and then learning which letters need to go where, and it's very difficult. Also, I've mentioned the Oltenian difference of using the simple past făcui, văzui, as opposed to am făcut, am văzut, and I've now been allowed by my teacher to use that, so that's a good point. What's the reason for learning Romanian? Well, you need to pass a language test to become a Romanian citizen, but it's more complicated than that, because it's not just a language test, there is a culture test. I've got no problem with that, because in the UK the questions are idiotic to become a citizen of the UK. But the questions in Romania are very complicated, very difficult, and I don't know anyone of the 3,000 British inhabitants of Romania who have actually passed this test. I don't know anyone who's actually passed the Romanian citizenship test, because it requires a back level knowledge of geography and history and culture, so it's pretty complicated. You have to learn 4 verses of the national anthem. I've got no problem with that. There's a threshing machine from Austria. We are in Mureș, we're in the Transylvania, we're in the Germanified Saxon.
Half English, half
Yeah, half German. Da.
Shuttleworth.
Shuttleworth. Mergem aici? Okay, we're going to go into the... Este manej? I'm going into the hall. Where we can watch horses being exercised. Oh, just one. Raking the sand for the next person coming in. Oh, very nice. Bună ziua!
Prințesa mai trăiește? Prințesa era o iapă.
Dar nu mai este, nu știu dacă mai trăiește sau nu. A dat-o pe aia. A dat-o pe aia mai de mult. Nu știu dacă mai trăiește sau nu.
Hai, mergem la zoo. So, raking over the sand. Da. So the citizenship test is really designed for you to fail it, I think, and I'm a bit disappointed about that. I mean, I've been here for 3.5 years and I don't feel very confident about taking it yet. Maybe in another 1.5 years. You've got to be here for 5 years if you're married to a Romanian, as I am, to pass the test. So we'll see what happens in 1.5 years, and I'll report back if I get through, because I do want to be a Romanian citizen. I'm very keen to do so. I've changed my allegiance to Romania. I live here full time, so hopefully we'll get through. But I mean, it's not, not the end of the world if I can't, because I've got residency, so I can still stay here. It's very tough, I think, for foreigners to pronounce. As I said, the stresses are difficult in Romanian, and the R, the Romanian R, is very difficult. It's I can speak French and German fluently, so the French R, je ne regrette rien, or the German R, which is slightly further back in the throat, ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer. You can do that, but the Romanian R is at the front of the mouth, and I can't really quite do it. And that's partly because when you learn a language, your vocal muscles are set by about the age of 11 or 12, and then you have to fake accents and pronunciation. So if you don't learn a language by about the age of 11 or 12, you've got no chance. You have to fake it, because literally your throat is set, and the muscle memory of your throat muscles cannot adapt. Not a lot of people know that, but it's absolutely true, and you've therefore got to start learning languages early. I was lucky enough to start French age 6 and German about age 12, so I was able to do both of those, but the Romanian R remains a mystery for me, so I just fake it, and it's lovely to hear people speaking proper Romanian. Okay, we're going to go and have a look at a little zoo that they've got here, which is quite extraordinary. That in the middle of Mureș County, I've just seen a camel, and they're kept, I mean, to be fair, in much better condition than the animals in Craiova Zoo in the park, who are really, you know, struggling. Tu vrei?
No.
No? De ce nu? Trying to persuade Domna Magda to get on the saddle, but she's not having it. She's not doing it. Sincer, tu nu vrei? Tu nu vrei? Da.
Ride the...
Da.
The wood.
Da. No, okay. What means? Fine, I graju ardelenesc.
Nice the Ardelenes.
Ardelean graju.
Language.
Oh, da?
Da.
Okay.
Not like Romanian.
Da.
Common Romanian. It's special.
Da. Right, let's go and have a look at some happy animals. And they look, to be honest, they do look pretty happy. They're clearly well looked after. This is a family-run pensiona. I'd recommend it. Pensiona Dracul in Daneș. Got some amazing rabbits here. Huge! Absolutely huge. Good grief. I don't know what these things are. Oh, hello. Bună! Then we continue. Oh, it's a bit muddy. Electric fence. Some bored-looking goats. Mini goats. Capra pitica. Capra pitica. Și pone, nu este pone. Oh, what have we got there? Some ducks. Yes, the famous Romanian duck. Meant to be some terrapins, but I can't quite see them. They merge into the stones, so I can't see any terrapins. But here, paun. Oh, and a mini kangaroo. I think it's a wallaby, to be honest. I don't think it's a kangaroo at all. It's a wallaby. He looks pretty cold, actually. He prefers hot weather, I think. He prefers the summer. Paun. Wonderful. inside their peacock. Some bored looking, a pheasant. Okay, a pheasant. Yeah, we like a pheasant. An ornamental dove. And here is our friend the camel. 2 humps, so we know he's a Bactrian. Oh, and he's not enjoying the mud, I don't think. No. And then a llama, or 2 llamas. I don't want to get too close to the llamas. Oh, and a Scottish. Oh yes, Highland cow. Yes. Wow, how amazing! They'll feel totally at home here. Highland cattle. Wow, absolutely amazing.
They make a lot of good.
They do. And the llamas, you don't want to get too close to a llama because they can spit. And then finally the mouflon. More at home in the Alps probably. Hopping around the mountains.
Oh, the pony.
Ah, the ponies are here. So we do have ponies. With the goats eating some hay over there. And I don't know what's... Age?
No.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we've got some swans here as well. All in this rather idyllic rural environment. Okay, so a few thoughts there on Romanian culture, Romanian language, all from Pensiunea Dracul. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much for watching.